Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Just as, spoiler, comes back to Port Charles, Carly and Jack give in to their passion. General Hospital viewers will reminisce on bygone days in honor of Trina's birthday today. Charlotte reunites Rocco, Dante, Laura, and herself. Sonny confides in Christina about his heart. At the Quartermain estate, Gio, Lois and Gloria play bingo in the kitchen as Yuri pulls the balls. Gio ends up winning just before Brooklyn arrives. Gio informs her that she should step in for him since he needs to meet Emma. After Gio flees, Gloria wants to know what's up between him and Emma. Their plan to pretend like they haven't been hiding the truth of her baby from her is absolutely unbelievable to Brooklyn. According to Gloria, no one is trying to hide anything, and since Brooklyn avoided her all day, Gloria felt she didn't want to bring up the subject. The fact that Brooklyn's grandma is aware of her pregnancy makes her question if anyone else is aware. Even though she had to coerce Lois into giving birth to the kid, Gloria is adamant that no one else be aware of the pregnancy. She swore never to bring it up, so she put the secret in her own vault and advised they do the same. When asked what she would do for Brooklyn and her parents, Gloria says anything. Brooklyn says this has really brought up a lot for her, and she needs time to ponder. She heads off. Gloria informs Lois that if Brooklyn is this upset that she knows about the baby, imagine if she knew they knew who and where her baby is. Tonight proves why she can never know. Charlotte comes home. Lulu carries Charlotte home to Laura's residence. Lulu thanks God she is home and safe. Charlotte says not to thank God, thank her papa. Lulu is pleased Valentin kept her safe, but he never should have abducted her. She didn't even know she was coming home and asks how it happened. Lulu explains that Papa texted Rocco, pretending to be her, and he went to Jason. Lulu realizes this is why Rocco's been avoiding her recently. She wishes it was she who came to get her, but Charlotte is pleased she wasn't there. Charlotte tells what went on with the WSB agents, and Anna and Jason had to take them down. It was scary and dangerous. Charlotte is pleased to be home but thinks it is unusual without her papa. Lulu feels grateful to Valentin since he made the right decision to send her home. Lulu says it had to be lonely out there, just her and her papa, so they need to make up for that. Lulu makes a call. Sonny makes a confession. Isaiah makes a house call to check on Sonny. Isaiah observes his blood pressure is improved, and Sonny adds he's taking his medication and decreasing his stress. Christina and Rocco walk in, and they worry what is going on and if Sonny is okay. Sonny admits he was merely feeling under the weather and called Isaiah. Christina says Rocco wanted to see the home, so Sonny shows him around and the renovations he's made since Valentin and Charlotte lived here. Alone, Christina asks Isaiah what is really going on with her father. He can only tell her to talk to her dad, which makes Christina worry something is really wrong. Out on the porch, Rocco acknowledges to Sonny that being here without Charlotte seems odd. He opens up about Charlotte's text and Jason and Anna leaving to find Charlotte. However, he hasn't heard anything since they left. Sonny says if he doesn't hear something soon, he'll step in. Rocco and Sonny arrive to the house, and Christina informs her dad that Isaiah affirms something serious is going on with him. So what is it? Isaiah shakes his head when Sonny looks at him. Isaiah informs Sonny that he told his daughter nothing. Christina asks Isaiah to take Rocco home, which he does. Alone, Christina tells her father to tell her what's going on. Sonny finally opens up that something is wrong with his heart. He explains it is from an accident from long ago, he needs to get an operation, and he has to lessen his stress. She knows that is why he consented to joint custody with Ava. Trina gets a surprise. Kai and Trina are hanging out at her apartment. They kiss, but are interrupted by Trina's phone ringing. It's Ava, who is shut out of the gallery and cold. She asks if Trina can come immediately as her phone is about to die, and she hangs up. Trina tells Kai she has to go help Ava, and he says he understands and soon runs off. She appears puzzled. Trina arrives at the gallery and finds all her friends and family are present have arranged her a surprise birthday party. Stella informs Trina she was the one who was supposed to distract her tonight, but found someone better for the job. Trina agrees. Laura bids Trina a happy birthday and gives her a gift and a note that Ace made her. She is very glad to see Trina in a better place than she was last year. Trina still misses Spencer, and Laura says none of them will ever forget him. She knows Spencer would be glad that she's happy. Laura gets a call from Lulu, takes it, and Lulu urges her to come home as she has a surprise for her. Kai and Trina talk to Gio and Emma about the sports project Kai's participating with that Drew organized. Emma doesn't want him to exert himself and would understand if he had to back out of her organization. Kai feels he can do both now that he's not playing football. The cake is brought out, and everyone sings happy birthday to Trina. Trina opens her gifts, including one Joss gave, which is a white noise machine to help her sleep. Emma presents her an art book, which rattles her as it's the same one Spencer gave her. Trina tells everyone to enjoy the celebration and have fun. Gio talks with Emma and says she's not the woman he met at first. He wonders who the real Emma is, and she wonders the same thing. Stella talks with Curtis about Drew. Curtis fills her in on Drew's latest project at the hospital, which he's roped Portia into, and it's going to provide him wonderful exposure. Stella tells him Drew be damned, and this is a time for Portia to shine, so don't take that from her. Portia thanks Ava for introducing Rick to her, but things aren't going well for her. Ava says Drew has many enemies, and it won't be long until one of them takes care of him for her. Portia hopes someone does something soon. Trina sneaks off from her party, and Curtis and Stella notice she's left. Stella feels the gathering may have brought up thoughts of Spencer. Kai, too, discovers Trina's absent and texts her. Trina returns home, laments over the copy of the book Spencer gave her, and reads the note he wrote her about their mutual appreciation for that artist. Charlotte's reunited with her family. Laura returns home and is pleased to see Charlotte. They embrace, and tears pour. Eventually, Charlotte decides to go shower, and Lulu warns her daughter she may have more visitors tonight, so don't get too comfy. Charlotte heads to clean up, and Lulu fills Laura in on Valentin sending Charlotte home. They both agree that Charlotte is better off without her father, and Lulu hopes he stays away. Later, Dante and Rocco show in, having been contacted by Lulu. They are happy to find that Charlotte has arrived home. Carly and Jack make love in Brennan's Metro court chamber. He makes a call to obtain an update on Joss, and urges Vaughn to keep pushing her. Carly knocks on his door, and he wonders why she's here. She says she's repairing a terrible error and kisses him. She tells him she overthought the matter, and it's what she does. Brennan asks how he doesn't know she'll change her mind again. Carly swears he doesn't, but she won't. Jack argues that questioning his profession is one thing, but she questioned his feelings about her, something he was always clear about. Carly acknowledges she was incorrect, so he asks why she changed her mind. Carly says witnessing Vivian flirt with him upset her, and she was afraid because of how much she was starting to feel for him. She is usually not the kind of person who flees from her sentiments. He asks what kind of person she is. She tells him to stick around and find out, and they kiss again. Jack brings her into the bedroom, where they undress and finally make love. Afterward, they cuddle, and Jack reveals he's been thinking about this for a long time. Carly has, too. Jack rings for room service and decides to take a quick shower. He offers she could join him, but she says someone has to answer the door. Carly rethinks her decision and is ready to jump in the shower with Jack when there is a knock at the door. She says she'll be right back. Carly goes to the door, collects the champagne from the cart resting outside the room, and takes it into the room. After she closes the door, Valentin walks around the corner. On the next General Hospital, Jack smashes a glass of champagne out of Carly's hand, and Anna makes an arrest. General Hospital spoilers: is Drew an imposter, the real reason he seems like a totally different person? General Hospital spoilers suggest that Drew Quartermain seems like a totally different guy these days, but there might be a good reason for that. Could this version of Drew actually be an imposter? Drew has become a big jerk who just cares about what's best for him. We're witnessing Drew behaving radically out of character, at least compared to the calm, caring man he used to be back when Billy Miller played him. Unfortunately, Drew has experienced some substantial alterations as a character with Cameron Matheson in the position. Since Drew has practically turned a villain, viewers are left wondering what occurred. Drew sought his nephew's wife when he stole Willow Corinthos' heart away from Michael Corinthos. We also can't forget that Drew was covertly hooked up with Nina Reeves for a while. Now Drew is abusing his power as a congressman and wrapped up in this intense battle with Tracy Quartermaine. Of course, Drew also refuses to back up Jason Morgan's alibi, and he's blackmailing Portia Robinson, too. Drew is making plenty of self-serving maneuvers and carrying out spiteful schemes, so this just doesn't feel like the Drew that we used to know. What if that's because this isn't Drew at all? Could Drew turn out to be an imposter? It's possible that the real Drew never came back following his presumed demise and years in captivity. Rewrites happen all the time on soaps, so maybe Drew is a memory-mapped lookalike who's somehow gone off the rails at this point. Then, perhaps the phony Drew was switched in later instead. There was a lot of chatter about how Drew just wasn't the same following his stint at Pentonville, so might Drew have been exchanged with an imposter around that time? Someone sinister may be utilizing phony Drew as part of their own sick plan. If this Drew isn't the genuine one, that would help undo the harm to the character and give Cameron Matheson a chance to stick around. Even if this version of Drew faces a horrible fate, it might be revealed that he's a fraud and that the true Drew is being held hostage elsewhere. Bottom line, Drew is so far gone that many supporters are making predictions about him being hard to redeem. GH writers might need a method to cleaning up the situation, so making this Drew a phony could be the answer. General Hospital spoilers predict there's much more Drew drama to come, so stay tuned for updates on any stunning imposter news that might be in the pipeline. General Hospital alum Kelly Monaco reveals new gig, what's next after playing Sam McCall. General Hospital teasers hint that Kelly Monaco has a brand new role, so she disclosed it on Instagram and explained what's next after playing Sam McCall. Plenty of GH fans have been missing Monaco and wondering about her forthcoming ventures, so it's good to have some interesting news. In Monaco's Instagram post, she boasted about her big announcement and divulged that she's teaming up with Shauna Moakler on a new podcast called Bad Bunnies. Let's look at the remainder of Monaco's description since it all sounds really scandalous and exciting. Unfiltered. Untamed. Unapologetic. We're bringing you Hollywood secrets, outrageous stories, pop culture tea, and honest talk. Nothing is off limits. Monaco insisted. However, Monaco has a particular request before the first episode drops. Since Monaco and Moakler want to make sure they give people what they want to hear, they asked for some suggestions. What topics do you want us to spill on? Reality TV chaos? Dating disasters? Hollywood drama? Monaco asked before urging everyone to share their thoughts in the comments. Of course, it didn't take long for people to chime in. Many fans are still hoping to learn the whole unpleasant story when it comes to Kelly Monaco's leave as Sam and how it all actually went down. Whether Monaco spills on it or not, she'll no likely have some stunning revelations to disclose on her Hollywood experience. We'll be sure to send along updates as more info emerges on Bad Bunnies and everything this tasty podcast has to offer. Will you be listening to Bad Bunnies after they launch the first episode? What kind of stories would you like to hear from Kelly Monaco now that she's starting this new gig? Some soap lovers are still holding out hope that Monaco might land at another daytime serial or possibly return to GH someday under the right circumstances. No one can make any clear predictions about what the future holds, but Monaco seems excited about this podcast for now. As for what's coming in Port Charles, General Hospital spoilers suggest the absence of Sam will continue to be felt. Carly Spencer had always been passionately protective of her children, but nothing could have prepared her for the devastating reality she was about to find. Jack Brennan, the guy she had cautiously welcomed into her life, was not who he appeared. He wasn't simply a charming, talented ally, he was a manipulator, a man with an agenda that had put her daughter, Jocelyn Jacks, in risk. Worse still, he had framed Jason Morgan for a crime he didn't commit, and the intricate web he had woven was on the edge of crumbling. A mother's worst nightmare the instant Carly learned that Jocelyn had been enlisted into the World Security Bureau, her entire world shifted. It wasn't a job path she had ever envisioned for her daughter. Jocelyn had always been stubborn, but law enforcement, especially the kind of work the WSB did, was risky, unpredictable, and filled with people who had their own reasons. Carly had lived in a world riddled with violence and betrayal for too long to ever desire that life for her child. At first, she couldn't grasp how it had happened. Jocelyn had never indicated interest in working for the WSB. Then, as the pieces fell into place, Carly sensed a mounting rage. Jack had done this. He had gotten close to her, earned her trust, all the while utilizing their connection to acquire control over Jocelyn. Had their entire relationship been a lie? Had he been playing her all along? Carly replayed their exchanges in her mind, the quiet moments, the way Jack had been there for her when she felt lost, when she needed someone to lean on. She had nearly let her defenses down entirely. She had even pondered inviting him to stay the night once, an idea that now made her stomach flip. And all the time, he had been manipulating her daughter. A deadly secret Jocelyn, unknowing of Jack's true character, had gone to him in despair. When she had found herself in an unthinkable situation, standing over Cyrus Renault's wounded body, she had contacted Brennan, hoping he could save her. She hadn't comprehended the cost of that decision. Jack had assumed control of the situation, and Jocelyn, overwhelmed and afraid, had done what he directed. What she didn't know at the time was that she had given Jack exactly what he needed, leverage. Now, he held her future in his hands. If Jocelyn had been thinking clearly, she would have contacted Jason or Sonny. They would have safeguarded her, handled the aftermath, ensured she wasn't left defenseless. But Jack had been there first, and now he was using what he knew against her. He had made it clear, if she didn't cooperate, if she didn't do exactly as he instructed, he would ensure that she went to prison for Cyrus Renault's shooting. No one would be able to aid her. Not her mother. Not Jason. And worst of all, she couldn't tell Carly. The breaking point: Jocelyn had never been adept at concealing secrets from her mother, though. Carly sensed something was odd the instant she glanced into her daughter's eyes. The tension, the hesitation, the way Jocelyn avoided her gaze, it all alerted Carly that something was wrong. She had spent years reading people, knowing when someone was lying to her. Her daughter was no exception. Then, Jocelyn cracked. Carly listened in dread as the facts tumbled forth. Jack Brennan had blackmailed her. He had pushed her into the WSB under threat of incarceration. He had crafted the ideal trap, leveraging Jocelyn's fear against her, ensuring she had no way out. But Carly wasn't about to let that stand. A betrayal too far: Jack Brennan was not untouchable. Carly had fought too many battles, experienced too many betrayals, to allow someone like Jack to wield influence over her daughter. The wrath that flared inside her was ice-cold, controlled. She had played this game before. She knew just how to take men like Jack Brennan down. But first, she had to find Jocelyn. The instant she discovered her kid had left, Carly's desperation turned to wrath. She stormed into Anna Devane's office, demanding answers. Anna, perplexed and just as much in the dark, vowed to investigate, but Carly knew better than to wait. There was only one person who knew exactly where Jocelyn was. Jack Brennan. A reckoning: Carly found him exactly where she expected, cool, collected, pretending he hadn't just torn her life apart. But Carly saw him for what he actually was now. "You used me," she spat, getting uncomfortably near to him. "You used my daughter. You lied to me, Jack. You don't get to walk away from this." Jack, ever the strategist, didn't flinch. He merely met her gaze, his voice soft. "I did what I had to do. Jocelyn made a mistake, Carly. I fixed it. I protected her." Carly's palms tightened into fists. "You didn't protect her, you trapped her. You backed her into a corner, and now you're using her like she's nothing more than a pawn in your game." For the first time, something flickered in Jack's expression, something unreadable. "I made sure she stayed out of prison. By throwing Jason into one instead?" Carly's voice was sharp as a razor. "By setting him up for something he didn't do?" Jack groaned, shaking his head. Jason was always going to be a problem. This was a convenient solution. Carly felt a cold pass through her. Jack wasn't simply dangerous, he was calculated, cruel. He had been playing a long game, one she hadn't even recognized she was part of. "You wanted to take Sonny and Jason out," Carly muttered, the revelation hitting her like a punch to the gut. That's what this was about all along. Jack didn't deny it. But Carly wasn't done. "You think you've won?" she asked, her voice level, controlled. "You think you can just take my daughter, take my family, and walk away?" Jack inclined his head. "What are you going to do, Carly?" She grinned then, a slow, dangerous smile. "You'll find out soon enough." Jack Brennan had underestimated her. And that was his biggest error. The fight to save Jocelyn Carly didn't wait. She moved swiftly, phoning Jason, tugging every string she had to find out exactly where Jack had sent Jocelyn. With Anna's hesitant cooperation, she learned the truth. Jocelyn had been sent on an overseas assignment, one meant to test her devotion, to force her further into the WSB's grasp. If Carly didn't move immediately, she may lose her daughter forever. She wouldn't let that happen. Not now. Not ever. Jack Brennan had played his game. Now, it was Carly's time. General Hospital spoilers: will Sasha's baby inherit Michael's heart condition? Huge paternity clue for Willow? General Hospital spoilers reveal that Sasha Gilmore Corbin's kid could inherit Michael Corinthos' heart problem, thus it might be a significant paternity clue for Willow Corinthos. Willow has already been puzzling over the time frame of when Sasha got pregnant, but she hasn't connected the essential dots yet. Since Willow's already had it stuck in her brain that Jason Morgan is the father, she isn't even considering the prospect that Michael might have strayed with Sasha. However, that might change as some additional hints start falling into place. A huge one can come in the form of some serious health drama. What if Sasha's baby ultimately inherited Michael's heart issue? Longtime GH viewers may recall that Michael was born with a congenital heart defect and had to have surgery shortly after he came into the world. Wiley Corinthos was born with the same disease as Michael, except it wasn't as bad. Even yet, it caused problems for Brad Cooper as he was trying to disguise the baby swap at the time. Sasha's young one could be at risk now, so it'll be intriguing to watch what happens down the line. It's easy to picture some terrible times for Sasha if her kid has a heart problem too and also needs surgery. Willow might receive a clue based on Michael's own medical history, so maybe the wheels could start spinning here. This could lead to Willow discovering out that Michael is the genuine baby daddy, not Jason. Even if Willow doesn't put it together immediately away, Carly Spencer certainly could. If Sasha's kid ends up with a heart problem like Michael was born with, it might be a significant tip-off for Carly that this is her grandson. Carly might be the one who first solves the puzzle and recognizes that Jason has been stepping up for Michael's sake. Whatever the case, Sasha is already terrified about the likelihood of her paternity secret coming out. Things are only going to become harder when it comes to keeping this stunner under wraps in the coming months. Willow's been making some predictions about Sasha causing more trouble, so she may feel justified later down the line. General Hospital spoilers state Sasha can't hide the truth forever, so keep tuned for updates on how the startling father news will ultimately be disclosed. 2 soap roles and now this. General Hospital and Beyond the Gates. John Lindstrom braces for a thrill ride. Some of our favorite daytime stars aren't merely actors. Many are company entrepreneurs and some are authors, like General Hospital's John Lindstrom, who also happens to be doing double duty playing Joey on CBS' upcoming soap drama Beyond the Gates. And if that wasn't thrilling enough, we have some very great news to send along to his fans. Our sister site, Deadline, has learned that Lindstrom's February 2024 debut novel Hollywood Hustle has been acquired for film rights by AETH Entertainment. The business dubbed it a natural fit for an electrifying cinematic experience, and the best thing is, the actor will also be front and center serving as an executive producer on the film. I've had the chance to play so many great characters imagined by other writers, Lindstrom told the site. It's going to be a thrill to see the characters I created come to life on the screen. We're not surprised about the novel coming to cinema, given that back in February 2024, Lindstrom shared his thoughts with Soaps.com on the potential. Sure, there are some discussions going on right now, he confessed. Obviously, I can't really say a whole lot about it, But there are some discussions like, who would be the right actor for this part? For those who have yet to read the thriller, the story follows what goes down when a once popular film star's troubled adult daughter is kidnapped and how he goes to a legendary Hollywood stuntman and a New Orleans-bred private investigator to rescue her from a murderous gang of misfits. Here's what Cynthia Watros thinks of General Hospital co-star Maura West. Cynthia Watros revealed that she and Maura West are extremely similar, that they don't rehearse before shooting a scene, preferring to go in cold. Ava Jerome often thinks herself to be the pariah of Port Charles on General Hospital. But things have been turning around for her lately as she's been hooking up with Rick. Also, Portia sought her advice on coping with Drew's blackmail. And, of course, she's besties with Nina, who previously was her bitter competitor. Cynthia Watros recently weighed in about the portrayal of Nina's frenemy, Maura West. They have similar traits. Recently, Ava let Nina know that she was undergoing financial trouble. Despite the difficult beginning to their relationship, Nina was more than pleased to lend Ava some bucks and even wondered what took her so long to ask. Watching these two together on screen is always pleasure, and Watros enthused to TV Insider, "I love working with Maura. I believe that really appears on camera." Watros referenced the time Nina was trying to reconcile with Sonny and thought Ava was going to help her get him back. However, Ava had other intentions to draw herself and Sonny closer together, and it put a major strain on the women's friendship. Of those sequences where Nina learnt what Ava was up to, Watros stated that for the actresses, we could have played them two ways, screaming at each other or the hurt. They have comparable traits. They don't rehearse together. Watros revealed that she and West don't rehearse their scenes, preferring to just show up and see what the other person's going to bring to the table. She remarked that the scenes had two buddies splitting up and had a little hostility between them. She further added, "We didn't talk about it. But we got on set that's where we both wanted to design the scene, not yelling at each other but weaving through all those emotions." Watros stated that at the time, she was rooting for Nina and Ava to become friends again, and that's exactly what happened. Now that Nina's going to lend Ava some money, the former mobstress hoped to figure out a payback plan, but Nina wouldn't have it, saying that they're friends again. It'll be intriguing to see how things evolve between them. For now, we're just enjoying the restored friendship. Jack and Carly hit the sheets as Valentin creeps back to Port Charles and Christina discovers Sonny is ill. Trina celebrates her birthday, Laura and Lulu welcome Charlotte home, and Gloria and Lois lie to BLQ. In the Quartermaine kitchen, Yuri is playing bingo with Gloria, Lois, and Gio. When Gio wins, Gloria declares he's a celebrity. BLQ walks in and Gio offers she take his position while he goes to visit Emma. Once he's gone, BLQ confronts Gloria about knowing all about her baby with Dante. She wonders who else her ma told about this. Gloria insists no one else knows. She never even said a word at confession and advises them to never say anything either. Gloria would do anything to safeguard her girls and their future. After BLQ takes off, Gloria explains that she can never know what they did. If she was this unhappy they knew about the baby, she couldn't tolerate them knowing who and where he is. Lulu escorts Charlotte to the penthouse, still reluctant to believe she's actually back. Charlotte tells her Valentin is to thank for it. Her papa merely wanted what was best for her and wanted her back there to be protected. Lulu wishes it had been her that went to save her. Her daughter is grateful she wasn't there. She lets her in on how Anna and Jason had to fend off the WSB. She's delighted to be home but it feels uncomfortable. It will never be normal without her papa. For her sake, Lulu wants Valentin could be there too, but she can't live a life on the run. Charlotte claims it wasn't that horrible. There's so much they want to tell one another about the lives they've had. Lulu feels grateful for how Valentin has protected her and for sacrificing being with her. Gannon is giving Sonny a checkup at his apartment when Christina and Rocco walk in. They are astonished to find the doctor there. Sonny claims he was just under the weather and takes Rocco on a tour of the property. Christina starts interrogating the doctor but he won't reveal anything. She assumes it's horrible. Outside, Sonny and Rocco discuss about Charlotte. Rocco admits he got a text from her and didn't inform his parents but Danny told his dad. Sonny assures him he handled it properly. When they return, Christina claims Gannon just told her that the doctor verified there is something wrong. Gannon shakes his head and says he said nothing. Christina asks him to drop Rocco off and pursues them out. She demands that her father tell her what's going on. He doesn't want her to worry. What he has is treatable. There's something wrong with his heart, but he's recuperating and it will all be great if he lessens his stress. Trina is in her apartment with Kai. He asks how this date is going and she tries to get out of claiming their past dates were dates. They kiss. Her phone rings. Ava locked herself out of the gallery and needs her to come over urgently. Kai claims he was heading out anyway. She compliments him for being cool about this and he takes off. When Trina arrives at the gallery, her family and friends are there to surprise her on her birthday. Kai is there and Stella explains she sent him to distract her. Laura sends her a card that Ace created for her and they discuss about Spencer. Laura is glad to realize she's in a better place than she was a year ago. Neither of them will ever forget Spencer and Laura is convinced that he'd be delighted she has the sparkle back in her eyes. Lulu phones her mom and announces she has a surprise ready for her. Trina joins Kai, Emma, and Gio as they discuss about Drew's program. He seemed okay to Kai and Emma whines about his personal life. Curtis and Stella bring in the cake and everyone sings. Looking at Kai, Trina makes a wish and blows out the candles. Trina unwraps goodies. When she accepts the gift that Emma gave her, she chokes up and chases everyone off to fetch beverages. Looking over the book, she recalls that Spencer gave it to her, gets irritated, and slips out. Gio tells Emma she's been very fantastic recently. He wonders who the real Emma is. So does she. Curtis fills Stella in about how he's trapped helping Drew restore his image thanks to his pediatrics push. They chat about how the party could have reminded Trina of Spencer. Portia appreciates Ava for bringing her to Rick, but keeping up a front with Drew is challenging. Ava is convinced that one of his adversaries will take care of him for her. Trina goes home with the book in tears. When she opens it, she sees the inscription Spencer penned for her. In his suite, Jack gets a call on how Joss has been progressing in training. Carly arrives up at his door. He tells her she claimed she wanted nothing to do with him. She confesses that was a mistake and kisses him. Jack leaps back and asks what he's expected to do. Is he meant to be at her beck and call? He notes out she questioned his character and feelings for her even though he's been clear and consistent. Carly acknowledges she was entirely wrong. Brennan wonders what's altered her mind. She was stunned when she watched him flirt with Vivian. She was afraid because of how much she started to feel for him. Carly assures him she doesn't run from her feelings. They kiss again. They head into his bedroom and have sex. As they cuddle, he admits he wasn't expecting this. He calls for refreshments and then chooses to take a shower. When she can hear him singing, she decides to join him. There's a knock at the door. When she sneaks out to collect room service, Valentin creeps down the hall. Laura arrives at home and is astonished to discover Charlotte there. She's so thrilled she's home. Charlotte heads off for a shower. Lulu informs her parents that Valentin sent his kid back and took exceptionally good care of her. This doesn't surprise Laura. They hope Valentin stays away for his daughter's sake. Dante takes Rocco over to reunite with Charlotte. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.